Hi, I'm Kavell and welcome into my kitchen. We are right into the holiday season and today I'm going to share with you some edible holiday treats that you can give as gifts to your friends and family. So what we need is some room temperature butter, some flour and baking powder, some sugar, 2 eggs. I have a mixture of cranberry and pistachio, some sliced almonds, some salt and some lemon rind. So we're going to jump right into it. Right here I have a ½ cup of room temperature unsalted butter. So I'm going to add it right into my mixture. Now it's very important to have the butter at room temperature. That's the only way you will get that smooth consistency in your cookie dough. I have 3/4 cups of white sugar. And I am going to beat this on high speed. I really want to beat the sugar into the butter to kind of like dissolve it, to make it one smooth mixture so you don't get that grainy taste of the sugar. And before I forget, I need to add my lemon zest right into it. The lemon zest gives it a really light kind of flavor, so it is not like a dense cookie. As soon as it starts mixing into the butter and sugar, you should start smelling the nice freshness of the lemon zest. Gonna push this down in there one more time. Once the butter and sugar is creamed together, we're going to add the eggs. We're going to add it one by one. So I have 2 eggs here. We add 1 egg in. The second egg goes in. At this point, I'm going to stop and scrape my bowl again, just to get everything in the center and well mixed. So at this point, I'm going to add a pinch of salt. You know, it's very important to add a little bit of salt just to kind of even out the sweetness and the amount of sugar in your cookie. So I've put my oven to preheat at 350 degrees Celsius and I will bake it for 40 minutes. First, take them out, slice them up, and then put them in for another 15 minutes. So Biscotti is an Italian cookie, twice baked cookie, so it's very dry and crummy. It can be eaten with a cup of tea. You can use it, you can dip it in your hot chocolate. It's a really nice dessert and just something to go along with your tea time. Here I have 2 cups of flour and 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. I've whisked it together to combine it and also to keep the lightness of the flour and the baking powder. I am going to add it gradually in about 3 to 4 parts. So I'll keep the mixer going. You want to add your flour gradually to keep the lightness of your cookie dough. So as soon as it has incorporated the first set, you add the second part of the flour. When you're adding your flour, you want to make sure your mixer is on low because you don't want all the flour to shoot up in your face. So I'm going to stop the mixer and give it one last scrape just to get all the little flour and stuff that would be stuck at the top of the bowl. We're going to give it one last go. Just make sure all that flour is incorporated and you don't have any dry residual flour. And there we go. So this should really be the consistency. It should come together. It shouldn't be too dry. It shouldn't be too wet, but it should also be really, really light and fluffy. Here I've divided my dough into two, and I am going to do two flavors. So I'm going to do the traditional biscotti, which is just simply sliced almonds, and the other one I'm going to do pistachio and cranberries. So I'm just going to put in my almonds. I like a lot of almonds in mine, and you just want to really just mix it in very lightly, not too much mixing. And in this one I am going to do the cranberries, and the cranberries is for the red, and then I have the pistachio for the green, which are Christmas colors. The pistachios are roasted and salted, so they're not fully bright green, but if you use unroasted pistachio, it will give you a brighter green color. And I like using salted because I like the sweet and salt in the biscotti. And we're just gonna kind of fold this in very lightly. And as I said, you can put as much pistachios, cranberries, almonds. I like mine to be very rich, so I put a lot. So once we have that done, I have two cookie sheets over here. And the reason why I like using cookie sheets, if you notice, the bottom is kind of rough, so it doesn't stick to the bottom, and the bottom would be a little bit lighter when it bakes. And I keep my butter wrapper with the little bit of residual butter just to grease my pan, because I don't like wasting anything. So I just give it a light rub of butter. And now I am going to form my logs on each one. So this one is the pistachio and cranberry. So traditionally, the biscotti is usually like long, oblong sticks, but I'm going to make mine a little shorter because I have a jar that I'm going to package it in, because I'm giving it as a gift, so I want it to fit exactly. But once you take it out of the oven, you can cut it into whatever shape that you like or whatever fits your need. So that is one. And then the other one is the traditional sliced almond. I'm gonna use my spatula to get this out. Drop it right on there. Oops. And this is the nice thing about making homemade edible gifts. You know, it's not perfect cookie cutter, so it really has like a homemade touch to it. And of course, you make it with love. Doesn't have to be perfect. So once this is done, we are going to put it into the oven for 40 minutes at 350 degrees Celsius. And then we're going to take it out, cut it, and then put it back in for another 15 minutes. So here I have my biscotti, and it is fresh out of the oven after 40 minutes. One of the reasons why I like baking it on these pizza pans is because it's easy to slide off. So it's very important to cut these while it is hot. So I like a kind of perfectly piece of biscotti, so I'm just going to clean off the edges. I'm just going to slice it right down into these little lady fingers. This is a must to cut while it is still warm, because if it cools off, it will harden and you will not be able to cut it into these fine little pieces. And then, so I'm going to put it back into the baking dish. Let me do this one quickly before it cools off. And I have not turned off my oven because I'm going to put it right back in. So I just kept my oven going so I didn't have to preheat it all over again. And there we go, back into the oven for 15 minutes. So here I have my biscotti, which I just took out of the oven, and it has baked for the second time for 15 minutes. And over here I just have some melted chocolate, and I just wanted to tell you all the correct way to melt your chocolate. You chop it up into small pieces, and you can either melt it on the double boiler on the stove, or you just get a bowl of hot water and you place the bowl on top of it and your chocolate, and you just keep turning and turning until it slowly melts. Chocolate is a tempered ingredient, so it's very important that it does not get direct heat because it will seize up and it would lose the smooth, creamy consistency. So here I have my chocolate melted, and just to add a little extra something to my biscotti, I'm just gonna take it and just dip just the ends of it. I'm not gonna dip my entire biscotti into it. And then I just put it onto my tray so that it sets. And the reason why I choose biscotti as an edible gift is because when you double bake it, it kind of preserves it so it can last really, really long. And the reason why you do the double bake on the biscotti, not only for it to become really dry and crunchy, but also it extracts all the extra moisture in the cookie. So there's no moisture to create bacteria, so it lasts longer. So it's the perfect edible gift to give to friends, family, around holiday time, or anytime. And finally, here I have, so I got this little glass jar, and I've tucked in my biscotti. I put some with chocolate and some without. There's the almond biscotti, and then also the cranberry and pistachio, and I have some little Christmas ribbon here. So I'm just gonna tie a little bow on it because it is a gift after all. And trust me, the receiver of this gift, they are going to love it. They are going to appreciate that, you know, you took your time and it's not something that you just went into the store, bought. It's literally a customized gift. They're not gonna get this gift anywhere. It's totally homemade. So I just made this little bow right at the front here, and I have this cute little bell that says Merry Christmas. I'm gonna tuck that in, and here we have it, our holiday edible gift, some chocolate dipped biscotti. We have the traditional almond and also the cranberry and pistachio, and I've decorated it with some nice little ribbon and this cute little Merry Christmas bell. I hope you guys like it, and happy holidays.